All right, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're all having a good Friday. I know I am. Okay, I came here for nothing. So we're in Masson. I was just making sure the power's going the right way. We're going down south with them like I said we would. Gotta make sure there's no power on this line because they're not here. So that is perfect. The flies are bad and it's getting hot and humid. So we gotta get this done quick. Yeah, grass is growing insane. I'll have to show you some of the grass. All right, so we since moved the water tub down. That's why we got the trailer on. I just put the mineral in the back while the water bowl's filling up and I'm killing all the flies that are on me. We gotta bring a poly wire and some post out to split this pasture in half because the grass is insane. And if we leave them go in the whole pasture, they're just gonna trample everything. So I'll show you when I'm down there what the grass is like. I did mention the other day we had to bring more cows, and I wasn't sure if we actually have to, but after seeing the grass down there, it's like that. So we're gonna have to bring more cows. It's a nice thing to have. Finally, it's really picking up the grass. So we're gonna have to bring more cows, but in the meantime, we're gonna section everything off so they have enough for 3 days. Make it a little bit more intense so they eat more of the older stuff. Because right now we're just trying to fight off any weeds that are gonna be coming up. Usually that white carrot is gonna be starting to grow now, but hopefully we can prevent that. But we usually can't. Well, we're just going to intensify the grade at this point. So this means a little bit more work setting up the fucking flies, man. Setting up that poly wire, but no big deal. So look at that. That's what happens when you get 3 inches of rain and there's a low spot. These cows act like they're pigs. They like to cool their feet down so they go in the water. So that's what we don't want. But that's what happens sometimes. Doesn't rain 3 inches all the time. So, and if it did, my God, it would be great. It'd be muddy, but it'd be great. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. Everything's headed out. It's getting old, but below it we got thick legumes. We got some trefoil. It thins out right here. Never mind. Wow, that's pretty good. Nevertheless, it's pretty good. Lots of clovers. So yeah, lots of vets coming up. Pretty happy with this. So we're gonna put up a fence right across here. That way they don't go over and we can make it into 3 pastures. So we gotta make a fence through this thick stuff. So it's a little bit hard here. Gotta make a trail with the 4-wheeler. Good to make a fence here. Yeah, we got a lot of trees growing here too, so it'd be pretty good to make them graze a little bit harder here. So this is all fenced out, this water course here. Even though it's not considered a creek or anything, we still fenced it out because I use common sense, and this looks like a waterway to me. There's standing water in it, so it is gonna be a problem if there's cow manure in it. It's gonna kill all the frogs and whatever the hell's growing in here. Mostly mosquitoes. Anyways, so we're gonna make a little fence here, follow the trail we made. That way we have less pasture, and the cows have to eat more of what the stuff they don't like. What we mean when we intensify the graze, put more cows on a smaller piece of land, and they're not going to just take out all the nice stuff they want. They're going to go back and take all their stuff like this, you know. First thing they go for is the stuff they like. Usually the tops of the clovers. Even this stuff I eat. And these are sweet, and for a cow that's like really good, so they eat that first. They don't eat other stuff that we want to be gone, like weeds and stuff. Some stuff is toxic to them. They know that, so they don't eat it. You don't want to make it too intense so that they're forced to eat stuff they're not allowed to eat, because a starving cow will eat it. So yeah, here comes the fence. Quickly. All right, fence is made just like that. Quick and easy. I could make a permanent fence here, but I was just thinking, a lot of the times, stuff that grows alongside the fences ends up shorting out the fence. So having a temporary wire you move every year doesn't allow trees and stuff and brush to grow underneath it, because it's always being moved. So this is kind of time consuming in a way, but it works. So we're gonna leave it like that. Still a fair bit of weeds here. It's usually on the hills where all the tops soil ran off when they were plowing, and it's less fertile because it all settled down in the ditches. And remember to power this up here. The cows like going underneath the wires, and that's exactly what they did here. That's why I had to fence that off. So we got the mineral feeder and the salt. We're just gonna bring this trailer down because we're gonna have to use it to move the water tank again. Now we're gonna go move the cows. Hopefully they follow us. You want a perfect example of how not to plow a farm? This is one of them. Look at the furrows. You can see furrow here. Furrow here. Literally every 10 feet. Look, another one right here. Oh, look, another one right here. Like, who's the idiot who plowed this? I don't know. Oh, look, another one right here. That's like 10 feet. Okay. So, let's go. Everyone's been very patient. Ah, shit. I forgot to close that. A wire here is not closed. Stop. Don't move. Well, I'm just going to use a T-post. Just wait. They don't actually listen. Or do they? So yeah, this wire here is not closed. They had gone through it and ripped it. I have not fixed it since, so there's no gate handle at the end. So I'm just gonna use this as a gate handle. Or I could just stand here. Okay, that's kind of... Oh, I hate seeing that. That's gross. It's not pretty. Oh, there's the gate handle. Holy smokes. So we're just crossing the pond here on the bridge. Everyone's coming. very narrow area here, so you got to be careful you don't run them all at the same time, because they're gonna try to push each other over the edge or get caught up in the wire or some stupid thing. So try to get it all kind of thinned out. The flies are horrendous here. Got the shitty cow in the front, of course. God, it's about dried off that thing. Cows are over. They just crossed. I'm back on the other side, making sure everybody is over and not straggling along. As for this trailer, I give it a life expectancy of 1 season. The back tailgate already fell off, and we got a flat tire. So that's usually how it is with equipment over here. It's so rough, it just beats the shit out of everything. Same with the four-wheelers. I think we went through about 3 or 4 four-wheelers here already. So I bought a brand new one. We'll see how long it lasts. I give it 5 years. So we got a bunch of calves and a blown out hip cow and another just dumb cow that didn't go through the gate. I don't know why. At least we have 2 cows to keep the calves somewhat in check. This muddy black cow though is she's a bitch, and she's kind of dumb. You know, maybe don't walk through the mud if you got a sore hip. But no, that's exactly where she's gonna go. She's gonna try to avoid me, thinking I can't come here. So we're gonna need some gravel here or something. Now the calves have no idea where to go, and they're freaking out. Where's my mom? Where's my mom? Ah, that's what they're saying. They don't know where their mom is. Checking every... That happens with calves, you know, they don't know. They didn't see where their mom went. They think they just gotta go back to the last place they saw her. And hopefully they'll find her. It's not the case. We gotta really calmly push them towards the right direction. Hopefully they will turn the brain on. So that's usually the biggest problem. Having one calf alone is probably the worst, because then they're really scared. But having a big group like this is not so bad, as long as you keep them calm. Let's go, guys, come on. Let's go, turn your brain on, let's go. Come on, don't run like idiots. Usually what they do is they just run. So you don't know if they're just fucking around or they don't know what they're doing, but it seems like they're just fucking around the way they're running. They kind of know where to go. They're just being young kids, right? See, now they missed. Oh, they almost, yeah, they missed the check. They missed the gate again. So that's what happened. 2 or 3 will go, and then one, the last, yeah, it's usually the last one. It's like, shit, where do they go? Oh, yeah, you have to go underneath the wire. Fucking, it's usually how it is. They're just a big ball of panic. They can't think straight. And for some reason, they can't go right where the gate, like, they can't see where everybody else went through the gate sometimes. They'll just say, oh shit, where's nothing? They can't see the hole, and then they panic, and then they just go blind and then just run. And that's what the last calf did there. He was alone, he was freaking out. He's, shit, I'm the last one, where do I go, where do I go? And even though it's like a 12-foot gate, he went right beside it, underneath it. So that's the brains of a cow and a calf. They're very, very strange at times. And if you don't know how they think, then you're gonna make it worse. So I don't know. I guess I figured it out after a while, but still haven't quite figured it out. Alright, so we just got here in time. They were just doing the circle and ready to come back. That's usually what happens. The cows that can't quite find their calves yet come back looking, and usually they'll run down the alley and go back into the pasture. And then we got cows going this way, we got cows going that way, and calves here and cows there. And it's usually a shit show, so that's usually why you want to make sure they don't come back. Because this what they usually do. The cows are so excited. They come, oh, we got new grass. They come, sniff around, eat some grass a little bit. They're not really hungry because they already filled up a while ago. And then they'll shit like, shit, where's my calf? You know, start sniffing around, and then they'll start coming back. So they go back to the last place they saw them. Same as the calves looking for their mom. So that's what they do. So they are well off here. We got the wire that we made there, the fence, and then we got the water at that corner there. And then they can go right to here. There's, well, where I connected that poly wire, there's a ditch running along the whole way. So they got a pretty good chunk of pasture for the weekend. That's nice because you get the weekend off. You don't have to worry about feeding cows, making mixes, cleaning the barn, putting down bedding, you know, spreading manure. They do everything for you. And they grow their calves, which is what they like to do. So, calves are looking good. I really, really wonder if our weaning weights for our calves are going to be higher or lower because we're calving 30 days later than we usually do. So they're going to be a month younger. I don't know if it's going to balance out because they were born at a better time. And I don't know. So it's kind of like a big experiment for this year. I'm starting to think they might actually be bigger than usual. But we'll see, you know, it all depends. If you try to do something new 1 year, yeah, you can't just take the results from it because there's so many different variables. If it's a dry year, if it's a wet year, if it's too hot, if it's too cold, there's a lot of things that come into play for calf gain. So you can't really just do it on 1 year and base it off that. So if they do well, maybe it's a fluke. Maybe next year won't be the same, but we'll see how it goes. We've been doing it for 30, 40 years like that, and calving them in April. So this is the first time we changed. So we'll have many, many years to see how it goes, and then we can always go back if we need to. But from the looks of it, I don't really want to go back to calving in April. So I'd like to calf maybe even in June one time. But that's a whole different game after that because then they're going to be here calving. And you know how many cows I or how many calves I pulled this year that were backwards. It would really add up. The mortality rate would go up pretty quick. And I just want to get away from the scours and having to give all these medications to these sick calves. And having these sick calves, you know, we put them in the barn for 10 days, they get sick. You know, I saw it right away when they were starting to get sick. You know, we had, I think about 20 calves in the barn. We kind of isolated pretty good. We had like one barn for calving and one barn for when they were born and raising them. And we saw right away that after 10 days, one calf got scours, and then 13 calves the next day had scours, and then it blew up from there. So we just want to get away from barns, and I want to get away from this isolated, you know, keeping animals in one spot for a very long time, because it doesn't take long. A long time for cows being in one spot is like 3 days. That's a long time. So if you keep cows for 2-3 weeks with newborn calves in a pasture or in a barn, you're just asking for trouble, and that's what we're always seeing. So we did go from 30 calf mortality last year to about 7 this year. So that's a little bit better. But I want to get it to 0, and I don't want to use any medications anymore. So that's obviously a thing that we have to work on. Well, we got the slow ones coming. The stragglers. I'm gonna try to get a video of this calf pissing. Look at that fucking calf piss. I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. Quite the squirter. Alright, we're at Arnold's farm. This is the first pasture we went in. We didn't keep them in long enough. And now we did a full rotation, and it looks like we gotta come back in here. So the cows are here. Make it nice and easy. Whew. See, clover is flowering. get out of this gully here. Lots of hills here. Had trouble with this float lately. It's getting better though. If you recall, I made a loop instead of just doing one strand. But that loop, when it goes down, it would underneath the float. And then I couldn't tighten to turn off, so we won't do that again. We'll stick with the single strand of cable. So, make it easy for you and me. We'll just open this. Hey girls, put them over here. They'll be fine. I hope they mow down the old stuff so the new stuff can come in. As simple as that. Oh, we gotta make sure they know how to cross because I'm gonna be closing the end here. Come on, girls, the other way. Let's go. Let's go the other way. Hey, you're a nice heifer. You really are nice. All right, they gotta learn. They gotta go this way now. Come on, let's go. Let's come this way. Where are we going? They say. Where are we going? What are you doing to me? You know, they just want shade. They're not gonna have much though, unfortunately. Maybe some down by that tree, but they got water. It's a little cloudy too. Just even for me, it gets confusing here because there's two gates. There's another gate there. Kind of makes an end, so, and they can really see the wire on the other side. And it doesn't really make it very obvious there's a gate opening here, so we gotta just kind of lead them through it. Come on, come on, come on, girl, go. All that nuts edge or whatever that is always there too because they don't eat it. So what happens is the cow runs along this way and all the other cows on the other wire will follow that way, thinking, you know, but not in this case. They're smarter than that. So those are calves born in October. That's a heifer though, this here, that's a heifer. There's always two. Hey, see, look at that. Prime example. All alone, nervous, can't think, eh? Maybe go back, maybe go the way everybody else went. There's the starter, eh? There. Well, they are. They are a herd animal. They have to be together, and if they're not, they get very nervous. So, water looks good. They're gonna have to come around to get the water. They can't come from this side. I mean, they could try, but they're gonna wreck this hose. So, trying to do that, so we're gonna move it over. Well, we're at our least favorite farm. If y'all know, you know. Flies are pretty bad here too. Looks like they got a lot of rain. Not too long ago, something we didn't get at home. So who knows how much rain they got here. Anywhere from 2 to 3 inches like we had before, maybe more, because they had a couple showers that were just on the border of us when we were making hay. We didn't get, they got, and it was all red on the radar. So lots of rain, plenty of moisture. Just walking down the alley, we got a group of cows at the water, but I didn't see them all. So we're gonna go for a little walk around and show you. It looks like the cows come through here. Oh no, the cows are in the water. The cows are in the creek. So it appears they're crossing here. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so we got some calves here. And we got a ticking. So this is the area we should be fencing off because of the water. We had a lot of rain, but it is flowing a little bit. It's not too active of a creek. It's just a gully. So when we get to that, we'll get to that. But for now, we're just checking on cows. It's not as hot as I thought, this property. This pasture back here is not so great. If there was as many flies as good grass would be good. It is pretty bad. They haven't eaten the poplars yet, so they're not that hungry. Ooh, snake. I do hear a tractor in the distance. I don't know how far it is, but I can hear it. Maybe they're in the bush or something, I don't know. So yeah, see on the hills are pretty bare, but down here, it's not so bad. Not so great either. I thought they would get a couple more weeks out of here, but I don't think they are. We're gonna get fussy pretty soon. They already are. So if this is done too soon, we're gonna have to put them back in the first pasture in this back half, which isn't ready yet. So we're gonna have to just kind of push it a little bit more. We'll not too bad here though. Just that old stuff they don't really like. So they'll be good here until Monday, and we'll have to come back and check it out and assess once again, and maybe move them up to the other pastures. We have 2 pastures in the front we can do something with until we get the water pipe figured out or some big deal, but we have to spend some money yet. We have to talk about spending that kind of money to put a water pipe in. I don't know if we should or not. Goes on with the whole big problem that's going on here anyways. So sounds like they got a skidder in the back actually on the other side of the property, which is kind of cool. Hopefully they're logging or something. So yeah, we'll leave it here for now. That's it for checking pasture for this Friday. Who knows what I'm gonna do today, but I'll sure bring you along for it. So this is where we'll bring them back to if need be. We're gonna give the other pasture, like I said, till Monday. Then we're gonna go back and see what they did. And we might bring them back here. It is a little soon. As you can see, it is green. We have established a fair bit of growth in certain areas. And they did knock it a lot down. You can see the yellow stuff on the ground. It's what they trampled, crimped, and it's now dying. Stuff like this. It's kind of just hay on the ground. But through that, all the other stuff will grow. And that's what we're trying to look for now, is just new growth. See some low spots. Clover, white and red clover coming through. Not very high though yet. This is just a poor area. Goes back to the plowing days and when they plowed all this up and wrecked the ground for a while to come. It takes a long time to come back from it. But there's some good regrowth here. Still got our strawberries and stuff like that. But I've noticed a lot of residue on the ground. You start digging, it takes a while to get down to the dirt. And that was from the years before when they weren't cutting hay and they were just leaving it. That's your first and second cut and all laid down from the snow. But that's kind of a good starting point. What you want, you don't want just bare ground, because that dries out your soil and heats it up, and with a cover like that will regulate the ground a lot better. So now we just need the cows to do their things for a couple of years, and if we don't get kicked out of here, we might be able to turn it around. But it is looking pretty good. Stuff like that growing, the wet spots, the willow trees. When they eat that, you know, you're running low on grass. Doesn't necessarily mean the ground is poor here. This probably means high fertility in these areas, but you just got to get that good seed growing. A cow will come around and not touch these things. That makes it grow, allows the weed to grow, go to seed and spread itself. So you want to get the cows either trampling it or just biting the heads off of it. Anyways, we're done for here. We can get the hell out of here. So we're in the very first pasture the cows were in at the beginning, and they had access to the water directly from the well. That little ditch I walked through with water in it wasn't on the list of things to fence out. We didn't have to fence that out for the environment. But all the other ones we had to. So goes to show, like, the pea brains in the government that establish what is a waterway and what's not, and then come and tell you what to do. So but we just don't really do it because we just use common sense. So this is what was grazed at the beginning. It certainly lacked water. It lacked a fair bit of water. That's why we're not getting as much growth right here for the time it's been rested. So it's a bit of a bummer, but I'm sure it will pick up on the next turn, or it will pick up in a couple weeks. But we certainly have to come back here, and that's what we will be doing, whether or not they like it. This has to be replaced. Looks like the bearing's coming off too. So he's working on that. I'm working on this. This is for the so this is a water valve that was leaking in the barn. Actually, it's the new one. I'll show you the old one. You've had trouble with it. It's leaking right up in here. I don't know if it's rusted or the plastic broke, but it goes up to 3/4 like a radiator hose or something. So we'll see if this can fit on the end. Got a whole new valve. Pretty much flooded the barn yesterday. Had been leaking for a while, but it got worse. So I put a plug at the end for the time being. Now we're just gonna go turn off the water and work on that. So we got some replacement heifers in this first pen here. We decided to do a little different this year. Instead of putting them on pasture, we kept them in the barn just to see how they grow. Maybe they'll grow a little bit better, I think. Here are the finishing steers. We got about 30 or so. And these are the rascals I gotta deal with while I'm fixing. They like to lick everything, so I usually lock them out. They're about 1,100 pounds now, the average, so they're doing pretty good. They will be done in the fall, and we can start shipping them out to our clients. They've been asking, they've been waiting. Soon they will have them. So this is the water bowl we're having difficulties with. It was leaking. Remnants of moisture remains. But we're gonna get that valve put in. It's a pretty tricky little job because we got no room. These stupid water bowls, you know, they could have a big door, but they chose to give us a little door. So that's the little plug I put in. I gotta get that little plug out. And you guys gotta go outside. Okay, sorry, gotta kick you out. Gotta kick you out. This fucking thing is sharp as... Ow. Yeah, it's sharp. I just somehow slid my finger across it and... She did a good slice. So we cut the top of that. That thing's so hard to get out. We cut the top off of it. So we're gonna have to try to get that out somehow. Hopefully I just don't have to use this anymore. I'm just gonna put that there. Yeah, I'm bleeding like a sack of son of a bitch. Of course, on a Friday. All right, that's all together. I could only slide it on so much at the end, but I think I have it on enough. We're just gonna turn it on, see if it works, and get a Band-Aid. It's filling up. Why is that wet? You serious? Where is it sweating from? Is it sweating? I don't know. Seems like that's water to me. Especially down there, it looks like it's getting wet too. Am I that bad of a plumber? Jesus. I don't think it is. Maybe. You know, one drip is a lot of drips, but it's just that when the float turns off and it's pressurized a little more. Well, I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm pretty sure it's better than it was. It's not too good to put electricity and water together. It is a little bit wet here, though. I can see that. It's starting. Pretty sure that's a leak. Tighten that, hopefully. Oh, no, it's dripping. I just saw a drip. Curse these water bowls. Not on a Friday. Where that drip just came from. Ooh, that would have been a problem. Take it off. What's that for, though? Oh, it's all okay. Yeah, and it says the rub. Wow. This is the old roller we're changing. I think a couple of rocks went through it or something. How much was that? $800?
$2.5 grand in New Holland.
Oh, $2.5 grand in New Holland. We got it for $800.
No one wanted to get machine shop to make it.
Machine shop. Yeah.
Mechanical pipe.
True. Copyrighted for our gangster music. White at the top, black at the bottom. Kind of like, so we got these belts off. Now we just loosen this. I'm gonna try to get this magnetic clutch off. These are the belts. Pretty dry rot and cut up, so change them before they break. Now he's got this big bolt holding on the clutch. So we're gonna try to get that off. Nope. Not much. Somebody knows what time it is. Come on, baby, let's go. Come on. See, he's running in. Come on, let's go. Gotta put her through the chute. Come on, buddy. About an hour early. About 2 hours early, actually. Just want to get it done.